we're engaged. That's the whole video. That's the TLDR of the video. If that's all you wanted to know, then here you are. If you wanted to hear the whole story, just hang around and you'll hear it in your ears, out the speakers or headphones. Or if you read lips, then that's an acceptable way as well. Also, side note, I'm using the natural light outside, but it's a cloudy day, so it's gonna, between cuts, might get brighter or darker. I'm sorry, I'm aware of it. This is Emma. She is my beautiful fiance. A thing that we generally like to do is go on random road trips. There's a whole bunch of history, but I'm just gonna go through kind of the day that the proposal happened. I had the ring, and essentially the only prior thing you need to know is she has basically been 100% suspicious at every moment that I was going to propose. There was no way to break suspicion, so what I had to do was figure out a way to surprise her. We wanted to go up to Minneapolis. We're gonna drop by IKEA, follow all their procedures, wear masks, the whole 9 yards. But then we found out there is a line goes way out, so we didn't actually end up going to IKEA. But I got her to go with me on the road trip to go to IKEA, which wasn't a lie, but it wasn't the main point of the trip. So, a place that's very important to us is Owatonna, Minnesota, because we're both fans of Owl City, aka Adam Young, and he's from Owatonna. One of the things that she suspected was that I might propose at the Plains. If you ever drive on I-35 North between Iowa and Minnesota, in Owatonna, there's an airport there that has 3 planes kind of mounted upside down as if they're flying in formation. It's a really cool place to get photos, and Adam Young got photos there way, way back, like in 2009 or 10, in the very early stages of Owl City. So she has a lot of personal pictures there. I have a lot of personal pictures there, but we actually went in like March, I think, to go actually get photos of us as a couple there. And so those were really fun. But she was very suspicious that might be the place because, it's got a lot of meaning to us. So deliberately, I took the long road past the Plains to kind of fake her out. Stopped at the gas station that is there. Like everybody stops at. If you go through Owatonna, you're basically going to stop at that gas station. But also we went and got coffee at Caribou Coffee there because we both like the Caribou Coffee in Owatonna as well. So,
in general. We like Caribou Coffee in general. The one in Owatonna is just, yeah. They don't specifically have better coffee than other people.
Well, but it's Caribou Coffee in Owatonna, yes. So it's the connection. Yeah. Whatever the case. We continue to drive further north. Eventually, we get to, I think, exit 70, and this is not a normal place to turn off of I-35. So I take a right off of 35 and just keep going. At this point, I am freaking out inside because I was expecting her to immediately start questioning why I have left 35, because you don't do that. You just keep going up to Minneapolis. And she didn't ask me.
Random detours along our trips are never worth questioning. Those okay, we're gonna go do something different.
So that's fair. I have a tendency to just go to any garage sale or antique store that we find because I just like doing that.
Or he just goes off the beaten path and just drives.
True, that's also a thing. So I was expecting questions, but I wasn't getting them. So then I was like, does she know what's going on or like what's happening? So we started to, our destination was Farmington, Minnesota, and you'll soon know why.
And quick side point here, I was not suspicious the entire time. Kind of figured we were just going on a trip, and he said, nope, there's no way I could propose in Minnesota, there's no way I could get you up here without being suspicious. So, on that token, was not suspicious at all. I was like, no, it's not yet.
It's called reverse psychology,
and
folks.
It worked. It worked.
So, I never said I wouldn't propose in Minnesota. I just heavily implied that I would try to make you not suspicious of it. So when you became suspicious of it, you immediately became not suspicious.
That was exactly what happened. I was like, no, there's no way he could get me up here for this. So I was like, no, he's not gonna do it. He's gonna know I'm thinking of it. So exactly. I didn't think of it.
So what she's saying is I'm a genius.
Essentially. Don't let that go to his head.
Do let that happen, please. So we drive up into Lakeville is right near Farmington, so we had to kind of go through Lakeville. And then she starts telling me that she's familiar with the area, and so I was all like, uh-oh. How much do you know about the Lakeville Farmington area? Please do tell. And you'll know why I was worried in a moment. She hadn't been familiar with the area since before
15?
Right, since 2015. The thing that I was taking her to did not exist until 2017.
2017. It was right after I
Right,
moved
so
home.
didn't know this at the time, was extremely nervous that she might be aware. So we pull into a neighborhood in Farmington, Minnesota, and sure enough, on the side of the road, there is a little free library, if you've seen those around, except this was not an ordinary one. This one was a replica of the TARDIS from Doctor Who, which I have not seen, but
It's one of my favorite shows.
Exactly.
Love it.
let me give you kind of my side of it, because otherwise it's not probably going to make much sense. I had talked to the owner of this TARDIS, who also happens to be the owner of a DeLorean time machine. I had the idea to propose in front of a DeLorean time machine only like a couple weeks prior. I'd been kind of banging my head against the wall trying to figure out, like, what am I going to do to make this really memorable? And then I had the idea.
And in COVID land.
Right, and during the Backstreet Boys reunion tour. So that's a joke that like 2 people will get. Eventually I was like, I could probably find a DeLorean somewhere that somebody would let me propose in front of. I could pay to rent it or something like that. Like, I was able to get in contact with Andy from rentdelorean.com, who was super awesome, worked with me on kind of getting things planned out. And so the plan was to get Emma into the TARDIS, kind of looking at the books and such. And then while she was distracted, he would pull around outside and then pull right in front of us in the DeLorean. And so I will just play the clip of how that played out. I think we may have somebody visiting.
You guys ready to get out of 2020?
Dude, yes. Andy was a super awesome guy. He was totally into the whole idea and everything, and he was extremely helpful to make everything work out. Really, really cool person. His website, which I personally would recommend to you, is rentdelorean.com. That's actually how I got in contact with him. He has like a contact sheet there, and just say like what your event is and where you want to be and stuff, and he'll hopefully be able to get in contact with you. But I highly recommend talking with him if that's a thing you're interested in doing. I have hidden in my trunk all my camera equipment because I didn't want her to know. If she had seen my camera and everything, she'd have kind of realized.
Been a little bit more suspicious.
Yeah, I think she kind of would have realized what was going on. From there, set up my camera, and I had my Marty McFly cosplay. It was way too hot, so I only put the vest on. But in the vest was the ring and then the decoy ring.
And at this point, I was getting suspicious, but I still was like, no, he had said we're doing a photo shoot. It's like, I'm just being weird because, of course, I'm going to be suspicious about everything he does.
Exactly. So, prior, she had told me, basically, that I could propose with a twist tie and she would still say yes. So, I got a second ring box with a twist tie in it. And so, with the first... So, what I eventually did was, I put the jacket on, stood there as the camera was set up. It was recording video, which she was able to figure out because it wasn't making shutter noises, even though silent mode exists. But I don't usually use that, so
I know.
It's not something that would have made a lot of sense. So, I put the vest on her, stood there for a second. At this point, she's aware.
At this point, I was like, this has got to be what's happening because I have borrowed that vest before, so I know what it feels like when stuff's in the pockets, and those pockets were very heavy. And I was like, I think this is it.
So, so I take the vest back, reach into the right pocket, which has the decoy ring, the twist tie ring, get down on my knee, hold it open, and she laughs. You'll see the whole video I'll play the whole video. But then I reached into my other pocket, got down on my knee, grabbed the actual ring, the diamond ring, which is currently being resized, so we don't have it for the video. But I got down, and then Andy decides, he, beyond my knowledge, pulled out a giant Bluetooth speaker and blasts Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News as I got down on one knee in front of the time machine and proposed. And she said yes.
It was awesome. Best proposal ever. Though I will say, after the whole twist tie thing, it's like my ears and brain completely shut off. And he said words. I know they involved something to the effect of, "Will you marry me?" Don't remember. I think my exact words were yes. Not sure. But either way, it was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool!
You just kind of, in these kind of moments, your brain really does just shut off.
It does. You go into like autopilot mode. And, like, I knew exactly what was happening, but I had teased him that I was gonna be like, maybe. I'd be like, probably.
I think
but
we're gonna.
Instead, it was just like, yes. Okay.
This one is not a Emma, with you, as we have been Oh, that was a proposal, and we got to take some pictures with the DeLorean. It was a fantastic day. We've got Leanne Chin. That was a whole quest of its own. We're not gonna go into that story though, so that's complicated. I think my favorite like wordplay statements to come out of this entire situation were if you're gonna ask her to marry you, why not do it with some style? And then I would leave on the note of it is your future and it is what you make it, so make it a good one. And we're gonna make it a good one.